Today I'm going to show you how to import your discovery criteria for SiteAudit. When you install SiteAudit, the very first thing or the only thing that you really have to configure is the discovery criteria, which is the IP addresses, networks or ranges where your devices exist so that SiteAudit knows where to scan to find printers, scanners, other devices like that to monitor. So how you do that is you come to Setup, Discovery, and there's a Networks tab where you can define the various networks, and then there's this Devices tab where you can enter in individual IP addresses or network ranges. And you can enter in individual IP addresses like this. Okay, so if you want to add say 2, this is how you would enter IP addresses. If you wanted a range, you could do something like this, click specify range, and then the end IP address, and this would be a range. Okay, so these are individual IP addresses, and this is a range of IP addresses. Every one of these IP addresses, SiteAudit will go out and detect if there's a device there that it can monitor. How you enter networks, you come to the Networks tab, and you can enter the network address, say 10.0.0.0. Maybe it's a Class B network, so you'll enter something like that. And if you have multiple networks, say 10.15.0.0, something like that. So basically this is where you're going to enter in all the IP addresses that SiteAudit's going to discover. Okay, so this was just an example. I'm going to show you how to import this data. Okay, so I don't want to save those changes. Come out here, it's completely empty. Now, if we go to this Netaphor support site, there's an article out here called Importing the Organization Template, and it basically describes to you how you would populate this file to create an organizational import and your discovery import. Today we're going to be talking about the discovery import, and a subsequent video I'll show you how to import your whole organization. So if you scroll to the bottom of this article, there is a file to download. It's called Organization Import Template. Just go ahead and download that. And what that looks like is this. Basically, row 1 has a bunch of column headings. Do not change any of these. These are required to be in the exact format that we have here. The only thing that we're going to enter for discovery is if we want an IP address, do it by IP addresses. We can do it here. If we want to enter ranges, we can do it here. And if we want networks, we can fill out the network and mask and do it here. So I'm going to do one of each of these and show you how to do them. We'll start with the IP address. So let's go 172.16.1.1. And maybe you have a whole series of these devices in a range. Maybe you have a few other devices that you have out here that you want to scan as well. Something like that. So let's just say you have hundreds or thousands. Just populate those into this row, save it. Okay, and then you're going to just double click the Organization EXE tool here to create the imports. So you can see we have a discovery import and an organization import. We haven't done anything with the organization yet, but we have populated discovery with information, and let's just see what happens when we import this into SiteAudit. Okay, so we're going to go to Tools, Import. We're going to that Discovery XML and just hit Import. Okay, so now we go to our Setup Discovery. Over here at Devices, we see I have 172.16.1.1 through 1.24, which are these, and then we should have these 2 extra devices down here, which we see. Okay, so that's how you would create individual IP addresses. Suppose we want to do networks. Well, let's just start with ranges. We'll do 10.0.0.1 through 10.0.0.254, and we'll just pick a couple here. 1.1 through 10.0.1.254, And let's do 16.16.16.2.200. All right, something simple, but you may have a whole lot of these. So hit save. Yes. All right. And then we are going to come back out here and double click organization.exe. That will have updated our discovery document. We'll come back out here to SiteAudit, import, open, import. Now, if you recall, we imported the devices previously, so SiteAudit's not going to overwrite any of those. So you'll see that we still have the devices, but then down here are the 3 ranges that we've just added. Okay. Now let's go ahead and add some networks. All right, so let me delete these, and I'm going to do some networks. Okay, maybe 10.2.2.0 through, and say 16.0.0, 2.5.2.0, and then maybe let's do a and we'll do a 2.2.0. Okay. All right. You may have a lot of these. We'll just do 3 as an example here. We're going to save this. Okay. We'll come back out here and double click organization.exe. Then we'll go out here to import. Select our discovery import. And now when we come up here, we should have our 4 networks. Okay, so it's really that easy to create the discovery imports for your organization. Probably the most challenging thing that you'll encounter is just entering all the IP addresses or the ranges or networks that you have into this form. Okay. As always, write to us if you have any questions, and stay tuned for the subsequent video where I'm going to explain to you how we can populate the entire organization. And just to give you a little preview of this, this is our organization. The organization contains information such as address, city, state, and zip for all your departments. And this is where we have information like this. So, all right, stay tuned.